Hello and welcome to the video on social class, which is a part of consumer behavior topic. In fact, today we continue our discussion on the factors influencing consumer behavior, and social class is one of them. Just to remind you of the bigger picture, we will be talking today about the social class, which was a part of the cultural category of the factors influencing consumer behavior. So let's now talk about the social classes in UK, a new classification proposed by BBC. Well, you may call it not necessarily new because it was proposed in 2013. However, it's fairly new in comparison with the old and traditional classification that we've seen before. So, people in the UK now fit into 7 social classes, which is suggested by a major survey conducted by the BBC. And here is the link down below, or you could just search by the title and you will, I'm sure, find it. It basically argues that the traditional categories of working middle and upper classes are outdated. Class has traditionally been defined by occupation, wealth, and education. So what's your occupation? What do you do for work? What's your wealth? Like how much assets have you acquired? And what's your education level, right? To what degree you're educated. But this research argued that this was too simplistic and suggested that class has now 3 dimensions. Instead, it is defined by economic, social, and cultural factors. So as you can see, it found a new model of 7 social classes ranging from elite at the top to a precariat or precarious proletariat at the bottom. Social class is not determined by a single factor. Class, as I said, traditionally has been defined by occupation, wealth, and education. But this research says that they kind of like open our eyes to broader perspective. So let's now briefly define each of them. The first one is elite. It is the most privileged group in the UK, distinct from all other 6 classes through its wealth in particular. This group has the highest level of all 3 capitals: economic, social, and cultural. Number 2, established middle class. It's the second wealthiest, scoring highly on all 3 capitals. Number 3, technical middle class, a small, distinctive new class group which is prosperous. However, they score low for social and cultural capital. So they are high on economic capital, but not social or cultural, distinguished by its social isolation and cultural apathy. Number 4, new affluent workers. It's a young class group which is socially and culturally active, with some sort of middling levels of economic capital. Maybe students once they graduate. Number 5, traditional working class, scores low on all forms of capital. However, they are not completely deprived. That wouldn't be right to say. The members of this class have reasonably high house values, explained by this group having the oldest average age of around 66. Number 6, emergent service workers, a new young urban group which is relatively poor, however scores high on social and cultural capitals. So that poor level is in terms of economic capital, but high in terms of social and cultural. And finally, precariat or precarious proletariat, the poorest, most deprived class, scoring low for social and cultural capital. So this new research argues that we are better off to look at the social classes using those 7 areas and specifically looking at economic, social, and cultural dimensions rather than limiting our thinking simply to the 3 areas that traditional class has been defined by, such as occupation, wealth, and education, because they're limited in understanding people's perspectives. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to receive new content released. Thank you very much for watching.